In one of my prior videos, we followed the saga of Rachel Powell, a Western Pennsylvania woman who was at the January 6th storming of the Capitol. At that time, a couple of weeks ago, there was an arrest warrant out for her, and the FBI and police were looking for her at her house. She had turned herself in, and now a judge has set bail for her. We're going to watch this quick clip from the local news here in Pittsburgh so you can get an update on what's going on with Rachel Powell, who's also known as the Bullhorn Lady at the Capitol storming. I called her the Pink Hat Protester. We're going to watch this video and then I will drop some commentary for you afterwards. But before we dig in, thank you for joining Joe Pometto, Joe the Lawyer, where I do legal analysis and cover legal news. If you like my content, please like, subscribe, comment, and share. I try to present this news in an impartial way. We have a ritual here. It's called the same time sip. So raise your cup, your glass in the air. Sip with me. When we sip together, it tastes better. It also makes the video you're about to watch even more fun. Cheers. Delicious. Okay, let's watch this clip.
Rachel Powell's release means she has to stay here inside her home on house arrest. The judge ordered that she is not to possess firearms. She had to surrender her passport and she has to report for supervision. Once that was agreed to, just after noon, she was released from jail.
Nobody ever asked me if I had any remorse.
Rachel Powell's first words publicly after leaving the Butler County Prison were a response to the judge's comment that she has shown no remorse for her part in the riots at the U.S. Capitol. This is Powell in the pink hat, seen breaking a Capitol window.
You can drop down into a room underneath it.
Then giving orders to others who forced their way inside the Capitol. 315 miles away in New Lebanon, Mercer County, we knocked on her door shortly after her release to home monitoring. We wanted to ask her whether she in fact is remorseful or if she wanted to tell her story, but no one answered. And many in her small community of just more than 200 people weren't interested in talking about her release. The one man who was just passing by.
I don't know what the neighbors, thank God I don't live next door to her. I'm 2 miles away, but I know people around here and I just can't believe it. I just can't.
Powell, though, is only free while she awaits her next court date. And the last thing she said to us before driving away from the jail was a pitch for financial help for her case.
The only thing I can say right now is there's places people can donate to my legal funds.
Powell can leave her home for things such as employment, religious purposes, or to see her attorney. Otherwise, she must remain here until her next court date. In Mercer County, Marcy Cipriani, Pittsburgh's Action News 4.
Okay, so several observations from the updates on Rachel Powell, the Pink Hat Protester. So you could see here in this video, there's video of her taking a battering ram to the windows of the Capitol building. Also, she's giving orders to other rioters, telling them where to go. This is not going to end well for her. This very well may not end well for her. That was kind of funny to say. Now, in my last video, I was predicting 6 to 12 months in jail. I'm going to say maybe a year to 2 years. You know, there's actually there's special women's prisons. I could see her going to one of those with a focus on rehabilitation. Then again, it could be worse if the judge wants to make an example of her. So I'm going to stick to my 1 to 2 years. So right now, the judge put her on house arrest. You heard the newscaster talked about how she can go out for religious proceedings, to meet her lawyer, or for work. House arrest is not fun, but it's better than jail. One weird thing about this clip is at one point they showed that turkey. Did you guys see that? It was like, what's the deal with the turkey? Like, the news, it just cracks me up sometimes. One of the other big issues in this video was whether or not she showed remorse. And, you know, I see what she's saying. Does anybody ask her if she shows remorse? I mean, at an arraignment, it's a fairly ritualistic procedure where they're usually not going into much details about the feelings of the defendant. I mean, this is very early on in the case. Though I wasn't there, and I don't know what her attitude was, and that may be what the judge was picking up on. Sometimes defendants come in and they're very defiant. They might be laughing, mocking the court, even their body language and the way they dress and their eyes, and maybe the judge picked up on something like that. The key is when you go into those is to be extremely humble, extremely respectful. You don't necessarily need to show remorse, but some people show the opposite of remorse, which perhaps is something that she did. So, you know, the news, they went to her house and knocked on the door. She's not going to come out and talk, nor should she come out and show remorse, okay? If she's going to show remorse or release a statement, she needs to do that through her lawyer, and that's usually going to come later on once a plea is being negotiated. Not this early in a case. Not this early in a case, okay? Because you gotta force the prosecution to build the case against you. Yes, first, if you come out and show remorse, okay, or apologize, that can be used to show guilt. Now, she's on video, so maybe she doesn't have any chance here, but still, it's something that should come later. So I thought that was kind of misfocused, and really, it's just not something that an attorney's going to advise. You know, she's 40 years old. Remember before it said she has 5 kids. No wonder she's asking for money there at the end, putting a plea out. That is what it is. I mean, you know, raising money for defense funds is just a reality these days. I don't know. I find it kind of strange, but it is what it is. I mean, we're talking a 40-year-old mom of 5, and I think some of the kids are young. I don't know what she's going to use as a defense. Is she gonna use QAnon as a defense? So, you know, probably the best thing for her is going to sort of put, you know, sit at the mercy of the court, and it probably will help her in the end to show remorse if she puts a guilty plea in later on. So I'm going to continue to cover this story. The pink hat protester is on detention, is on house arrest, awaiting her trial. This is something common and occurs even in violent crimes. Really depends on the magnitude of the crime, but house arrest, pre-trial house arrest, is extremely common in the legal system. So I will continue to keep you updated on this. Thank you for tuning in to Joe the Lawyer. If you like my content, please like, subscribe, comment, and share. Trying to get subscriptions right now. Get me to 10,000, everybody. Thank you very much, and peace out.